This is John Gunther. I'm the Data and Compliance Manager in the Office for Historically Underutilized Businesses, and I'm joined today by Lashana Johnson of the Department of Public Safety, and we are going to run through how to access eVP, the Electronic Vendor Portal System, to submit Hub goods and services reports. So, Lashana, if you wouldn't mind, the other day we sent out an email and it had a link to the eVP login page. Would you mind clicking on that link and walking us through how you log in? Okay, so she clicked on the link and it brought up her NCID related email, and she's going to click on that email. If you come here and it doesn't show your email, you can select other account and you would put your email address. Don't put your NCID, just your email address. Click next, and then it'll ask for your password. You'll enter your password, and your organization may have multi-factor authentication set up where you have to enter in an additional code to get in. You maybe not. Lashana's is not set up that way, so she didn't have to do that. So when she logged in, she came to this agency dashboard, and since we are trying to enter in goods and services data in the Hub statistics, on the menu on the left, she navigated down to Hub statistics. She'll click on that, and it will show the records that she has available to look at. And right now, since July 10th was when the eVP went online, we only have one record that we could look at, which is Q4 of fiscal year 22-23. And Lashana has done a little bit of work in here already. So it's showing that she submitted her report, but she's helping us out, and she's going to show us how we go through and edit it and navigate in it. So if you wouldn't mind double clicking on 2023 or somewhere else in there, it will open up the record. So at that top of that record, you'll see what agency you're looking at. Make sure it's your agency. And you'll notice the highlighted area that Lashana just did says 2024 first, July 1 through September 30th. That's not supposed to be there. And we have put in a ticket to have that fixed. So I just want you to be aware of that. What you're really looking at to say, am I in the right place, is down below that where it says general and related. It says the fiscal year right below that, 2023, and the quarter, 4th, April 1, June 30th. So when we look at fiscal year, a lot of times you'll hear me talk about fiscal year 2022-23. So that fiscal year is the ending year of the fiscal year. Since 2022-2023 was the fiscal year, 2023 is what you'll see here. So you'll also notice the quarter right below that. So you'll see it's fourth quarter. And just to the right of that, you'll see approved, and it says Lashana Johnson, and you say approved on July 27th, 2023, and it says the time, 12:32. So we were practicing beforehand, and that was the time where she actually approved it. You'll also notice next to those fields where it says approved on and approved by, there's a little image of what looks like a lock. That means it's not something that you can change. It's hard-coded in there and it's not going to change. But if you scroll down a little bit, and I think we're going to skip on by the term contract pieces. We're just going to go straight down to commodities, I think is the next section. Okay, so right there under commodities, purchases hub and non-hub, that shows $30 million in total spending for commodities. That's hub spending as well as non-hub spending. That's something that you can actually enter in. And the data that Lashana has here comes actually from the Hub Spending Report System. She's one of the cabinet agencies where we've got the Hub Spending Report System, and it flows into here. And then she can edit it and add some information. So she's already got a bunch of data in here. She didn't actually hand enter it, but if you are a community college, university, or school system, you'll have to enter all your data in. but Lashana is graciously sharing her screen so we can see what it looks like in each of these fields. So you could theoretically make a change to the commodity purchases hub and non-hub. We're not going to do that right now, but we are going to make a change just so you can see what it looks like under, I think it's American Indian. Lashana is going to enter a value in there. It's $1,000, and you'll notice she put 1000.00, and when she clicked somewhere else, it took it and it put it in a whole number fashion. So if you put in something like $1,000.25, it's going to round it to the nearest whole number. So you don't need to add the cents in there. You can start with the whole number. So let's see what that looks like. Oh, that kept the cents. That's really not supposed to. Okay, now it didn't. I guess it took a little bit of time for it to figure that out. Okay, so I think she's also going to scroll down into the services. And I think she had some socially and economically disadvantaged information she was going to put in there. And yep, it rounded it to the whole number. And for this example, we're going to say these are the dollars are right. You know, she's already looked at these dollars. She just had to go back in and add those two things. She's confident that these numbers are correct. So she's going to go back up all the way to the top, and she actually doesn't have to scroll all the way. She could just move her mouse up to the top where it says approve. And if she clicks on the approve button, we will see a change. It'll say saving, and you'll notice that the time changed. The date is the same because earlier we made a change today at 12:30, but now she just approved it and it's showing 12:45 as the approved date. Lashana, if we want to go back to the previous screen, there's a couple ways to do that. You could either hit that back button or you can click save and close. So whichever way you want to do it. Okay, so now you go back to the records that you have available to look at, and we want to go back in, and Lashana graciously added those $1,000 items, but they're not real, so we want to make sure that she doesn't have data in there that she shouldn't. So we're going to show you how to go in and edit it. So go ahead and double click on it. And scroll down to where we entered those values in, which I believe they were under commodities. And she's just going to delete all that. She can hit backspace, delete, doesn't matter. And she can click on the next field that we need to get rid of, that one. Same thing. And she can go back up again and approve it or save it and close it, whichever she wants to do. And then she may want to just double check that those values are gone. Looks like they are. And if she scrolls all the way back up to the top, it'll show that now the time stamp was 12:46. So each time you approve it or save it, well, approve it, it'll show that time and date right there. So there are a couple other things you can do here. If you are entering in some data, but you're not quite ready to approve it, you don't want to lose the data. You would want to go up to save and click save. If you do that right here, it just saves the data, but it doesn't kick you out of this screen. You may want to save it and close it and say, you know what, I've got something else to do. I've entered what I need to right now, but maybe I need to go get some other information, or I need to have somebody come take a look at this and say, you know, this looks right. Yeah, go ahead and approve it. So there may be some reasons why you wouldn't just go straight ahead and approve it. So you may want to save it and close it. If you click save and close, we'll see what that looks like. And it will take you back here to where your records are, and you can come back in and edit it again if you need to. I don't think that we're going to do that right now. I think we've pretty much accomplished what we were hoping to today. We just wanted to give you a sense of where things were. At the top, you get the total of all purchases and total of hub purchases, and it calculates the total hub percentage. So right now, they're showing total hub percentages of 12.1222%. That's a great percentage, with 10% as the goal. So good on Department of Public Safety for that. But if you, I don't know that there's another item that we were going to try to do today. I do think Lashana, if you could click on that little 3-dot item right next to, yes, you can also export to Excel. And right now, let's see what it shows you. That's not what she was trying to show it, but it shows you just that you have submitted the report. So that's not really what you're going to want in order to get an export out of this. We've actually asked for the ability to export the dollar data. So Lashana, can you go back to the other screen and maybe we could show them how to print? And you'll need to click in the record here. We've had several requests for how do I print this out? Whoever in my organization wants to see this. We're asking for a better way of doing this, but right now the best way that we have found is to highlight everything on the report. So if you highlight from where your organization starts all the way down to the bottom value on the report, almost there. There you go. She may not be able to get that 00, but that's okay. She'll go ahead and hit print. And from what we've encountered, printing it in landscape gives it to you in a more readable fashion. So is that in landscape right now? Yes. And so you would be able to choose your printer, whatever your local printer is, click print, and it would print it out. And you may be able to print it back front and back on the pages. I don't know how your printers are set up. So we wanted to make sure that people had the ability to know how to get the information out so that they can see it. The Hub office does have the ability to see the aggregate reports. So if you're really in a bind and the printing isn't working, you could contact us, but we do have 228 different organizations that report. So that might be a little high volume if everybody contacts us to do that. So hopefully this will give you what you need to get the information out and share it with other people if you want to. There is the ability to share on here right below, right over there on the top right. There's the ability to, I believe, email it and copy the link to send to somebody else. We haven't tried that to see what it looks like yet. So that is something that you can experiment with if you would like. So Lashana has been very kind and gracious to walk us through this. We appreciate her and her supervisor approving her coming in and sharing this. So you can go ahead and sign out if you would like to, Lashana. We hope this has been useful and that it will help you in figuring out how to navigate in eVP to submit your reports.